Industries, Springville and Spanish Fork, as we are now listening to our national anthem. Beautiful night here in southern Utah County. What a beautiful night for high school football, and we've got a dandy of a rivalry, Springville and Spanish Fork. Welcome, everybody. I'm Rod Zundel along with Scott Mitchell up here in the booth, and Jason Buck is down on the sideline for our Wasatch Satellite sideline reports. But first of all, Scott, you're a former Red Devil quarterback, state champion. You coach the Red Devils. You know all about this rivalry.
Yeah, it really is a big rivalry. You know, it's early on in the year. The teams have been in the same region in the past. This new realignment this year has actually kept Spanish Fork in 4A, and Springville's now at 5A. So game comes a little bit earlier. It doesn't matter when it's here. Yeah. It's going to be a good game.
We've got the bird's eye view up here in the booth, but Jason Buck has our Wasatch Satellite sideline report. And Jason, we're ready for this one. This should be a good one between two classic rivals.
Hey, it's already crazy down here on the field. These boys took the field ready to play. Spanish Fork is really fired up on the sidelines. I mean, this is so much fun to start the football season with Springville Red Devils and Spanish Fork Dons.
All right, Jason. Thank you very much. We are underway with the Royce Industries opening kick. It's taken a short one at the 18-yard line by Springville, and we've got a good run back by the Red Devils, and he's still on his feet. This is going to be an opening kickoff for a touchdown. Springville Red Devils out in front early. Randall Gleave, the senior, on the opening kick, 82 yards.
He just went straight ahead. His little short kick there off to Springville's right, and gets a little bump from the kicker. But other than that, he just ran right down the right sideline untouched. I mean, he got ahead of steam, and off he went.
Randall Cleave with the 82-yard touchdown return for the Red Devils. And 11 seconds into this rivalry game, Springville has a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, you know, in these big games like this, they usually don't start out with a big play like that. And sometimes it's a good omen and sometimes it's a bad one. I've seen them where you win, you get that first thing, and you don't have anything the rest of the game.
2-point conversion attempt by the Red Devils out of the Wildcat spread formation. That's quarterback Ty Erickson, and he is held short of the goal line. So 11 seconds gone by, and we have our first touchdown. Springville 6 and Spanish Fork 0.
You better get in your seat early. You're going to miss something. You know, it's interesting. They went in that spread formation last week. They had 2 extra points blocked, and they had one block and you just wonder if they lost their confidence in, you know, because early on in the game you're thinking kick an extra point, and right off the bat they go to that spread formation. They don't get the 2-point conversion, but you wonder if they're not very confident in that extra point team.
Really, Scott? He wasn't touched.
I know. He just ran right down the sideline. He just gets a little bump from the kicker, not too much, and he just goes all the way in the end zone.
Jason Buck down for our Wasatch Satellite. What did you see from the end zone where it was coming right at you? All right, I guess we don't have Jason, but we have a 6-0 lead by Springville. And as you mentioned, Springville scored late against Dixie, and then the extra point was missed, and so they lost 35-34. Spanish Fork coming off a 22-8 win over Ridgeline last week. So Springville's trying to recoup from that because they're saying, we let that one get away.
Yeah, they obviously have. Well, you know, last week they lost a lot on special teams opportunities. It's kind of interesting that their first score tonight is on a kickoff.
Brody Taylor set to kick this thing off, and it goes into the end zone. And Spanish Fork will have it for the first time tonight, just like that, down into a 6-0 hole. They'll have it on 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Spanish Fork led by their senior quarterback Carson Chappell. Last week against Ridgeline, he was 7 of 16, 106 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Also had a rushing touchdown as well. But the big guy for Spanish Fork, got to keep an eye on, Scott, number 34, running back Mateen Lomax. 34 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown last week.
Yeah, and he's a good-looking back, and they spread teams out, and it creates lanes for him to rush in, and they've got a real nice balanced attack here at Spanish.
Lomax flanked to the right of Chappell, and he gets it on the first carry, but he is brought down quickly. And making the tackle is 52. That is Simote Iloa, the junior, 6'1", 205-pounder for the Red Devils. So just underway here. If you joined us late, you missed something. An 82-yard opening kick return for a touchdown by senior Randall Cleve to give the Red Devils a 6-0 lead as they missed on the 2-point conversion. And Spanish Fork with its second play of the game. Chappell's going to throw it this time. On the deep out pattern, a fight for the football at the 36-yard line, and it's caught. Boy, great coverage by Springville's Cole Bowers. But Noah Conway with the big reception. 3 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown a week ago.
Yeah, and that's about as tight a coverage as you can have. Both of them go up for the ball, and Noah comes down with a great job on his part and convert the down.
17-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the 37. Chappell with Lomax flanked to his left this time. Lomax has it, and he'll fight his way near the 49-yard line. And making the tackle is Sione Kalamalu. Kalamalu is a defensive lineman, but he scored a touchdown, a rushing touchdown last week, Scott.
Yeah, the Kalamalu name is rather prevalent in Springville the last year. I think there's 10 brothers total, and so.
Did you coach with one of them? Coach again?
Actually,
the coach
well,
one of them?
I have my son's age. One of the younger ones plays with my son, so doesn't surprise me.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 coming up. Fake to Lomax again. Chappell's got it, and he's got almost enough for a first down, depending on where they mark it at the 47-yard line. And they're going to say, yes, it is a first down. Just over 8 yards on that carry.
Yeah, and this is just that zone read that everyone runs, and the end crashes down on the dive play, and the quarterback reads it nice and does a flying leap for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Chappell to throw. Quick slant, caught into Springville territory at the 45-yard line. Way Stanton, senior receiver, picking up 7 on that completion.
Way is really their go-to guy. He's the receiver they want to make happen, so you need to watch for him quite a bit tonight.
He had 3 catches, 42 yards a week ago against Ridgeline. There it is, just simple slant pattern, and Chappell just kind of waited. It wasn't one of those quick slants. He kind of waited for him to come open. Yeah.
And you get that press coverage, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the receiver to get open, and that's a nice shot. I mean, he's got tight coverage on him. He make a great throw and another great catch.
Got a timeout on the field. 6-0 Springville over Spanish Fork here on Game Night Live.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL TV app right now on all your favorite devices.
At Utah's Classic 103.5 The Arrow, we play all the classic artists. Gordon Sumner, Patricia Andrzejewski, Edward Mahoney, Clyde Brown, David Van Cortlandt, Vincent Fernier, Gary Weinrib, Hugh Craig, Mark.
2nd down and 3. Chappell hands off to Lomax this time, and Lomax to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 1. It'll bring up 3rd and a long 2 coming up for Spanish Fork.
I tell you something, every time I do these games, I just can't get over the great views we get.
Yeah.
You know, you just get this football field with these beautiful mountains in them. It's just such a great setting for a game. I love it. And we get to watch some really good football. Really do. Utah football is good.
3rd and 2. Conway in motion. Lomax has it. Trying to fight his way to the first down marker. He's going to be about a half a yard shy. 22 was in there. That's Dallas Iera. Kind of hanging on the ankles, making sure he didn't get any extra yardage for that first down.
They really did a nice job of stopping a pretty stout running back. Looks like they are going to be a little short, but
Lomax, 5'7", 195. That's a lot of muscle packed into a short body.
You wonder, are they going to go for this, Rob?
You'd have to. Yeah. Why not? If you got a guy like Lomax, would you, as a coach? You'd probably throw it 30 yards downfield.
Best time to throw when they don't think you're going to do it.
All right, let's go down to our Wasatch sideline report with Jason Buck. Jason, what would you do in 3rd and a half a yard?
You know what? I think they need to go for it right now. The game settled down. Springville got that big play early on, but you know what? Spanish Fork needs to take a chance here and grab the momentum back in the game.
Jason, we always talk about it's won or lost in the trenches. Who right now is winning the battle of the linemen?
Well, you know what? I'll say it's a draw right now. Springville's defense is looking pretty good other than when they broke down on that quarterback read and went too hard on the dive and gave that run to the quarterback. But other than that, it's a real good matchup here, now that the game settled down.
Do you ever watch the quarterbacks, Jason? Wide receivers, or you always watch?
Honestly, Scott, I don't think I ever got beat by a quarterback on a play like that. Option, anything.
Okay, 3rd down, and it's basically a half a football length. Chappell back in the gun. Lomax flanked to his right. You can see him right there. Springville. They were showing blitz, and then Chappell needs to call timeout again. So the defense kind of fooling Springville offense a little bit right now on what they're going to do.
Well, so what he tried to do is go on a hard count and see if he could draw him off sides. It looks like they didn't even have a play called. Quarterback looks over and says, "Hey, coach, they're not really falling for this hard count stuff. So what do you want me to do now?" Coach goes, "I don't know. Let's call timeout. We'll talk about it."
Spanish Fork, coached by Preston Parrish, his 2nd year, kind of new to the area, so he's not really riveted in this rivalry like Willie Child is for Springville.
Yeah, and Spanish Fork's a great community. They're just great about their youth programs. You look off in the way. They got this beautiful outdoor pool, a lot of people at it. All these nice practice facilities. They got great youth football programs.
That is a nice pool over there. Did they have that when you were coaching?
Yeah.
Did all your guys come over here?
Oh, it's great outdoor pool.
Everybody behave themselves?
Well, they do what you do, and you ever see the movie Sandlot? Kind of like that. Actually, but the disappointing thing or the hard thing when you have this spread offense here in the gun, is when you get these 4th and shorts because you're so far back and you're.
Yeah, here we go. Lomax. No, they're going to throw it. It's incomplete over the hand of the intended receiver, Noah Conway, and that time they they outsmarted themselves.
Yeah, you're hoping that the defense looks on that and says, okay, we're going to, it's a play action fake to linebackers, but Springville did a good job of reading their keys, and again, they had tight coverage. I'm more in favor of, just
it was there,
throw.
though.
Yeah, it was open, just kind of a high throw. I like maybe more of a rollout, run-pass option on that situation, better percentages.
Spanish Fork turns it over on down, so pretty good field position for Springville now, leading 6-0 on an 82-yard opening kickoff return for a touchdown by Randall Gleave, and Red Devils have it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Ty Erickson in at quarterback, 6 foot, 180 pounds senior. Bradley Nickel, he's the main running back, but it's handed to the up back, and that is Cole Bowers. Bowers had 8 carries, 19 yards, and a rushing touchdown a week ago. As I was saying, Bradley Nickel, number 44, he had 12 carries, 87 yards, and a rushing touchdown last week. So they got a pretty good duo in that backfield after the first game.
And Springville, that's their MO. I mean, they're an I-back team. They're gonna do powers, ISOs, some sweeps, but they're a run-first, I-back formation football team. Two very contrasting teams.
Second down, and let's say a short 5. Erickson nearly picked off, but it's caught, and it's going to be enough for a first down. Clayton Johnson with the reception, but I think, I don't know who it was, came streaking in and nearly picked that pass off. Let's see if we can see who it is, Scott. It was 21 for Spanish Fork, and he almost had a pick 6. Zachary Buse.
Yeah, and that's they take that one-step read, and if you kind of get keyed into it, it can be a challenge.
So 1st and 10, ball marked the 46-yard line. It's a pitch out and a little room across the 45. Ball on the ground. They're going to say he was down before the ball came out.
Number 44, the ball carrier for the Devils, Bradley Nicole.
Bradley Nicole with the carry. He's a 6-foot, 200-pound senior, so he got some size to him as well. And we got an injured Spanish Fork player. Let's see what happens.
Well, yeah.
Looks like somebody came down on that Spanish Fork player. Is that Sean Holloway, number 2? Don't want to speculate. Nope.
Seems to be all right. He's up and walking around.
Is that 36 or 35?
36.
36 for Spanish Fork.
Is Ben Boyack.
Ben Boyack, the junior. Ball on the ground, and Erickson, he's on the ground now. Muff snap, and Erickson hits the deck. That'll be credited as a sack for Spanish Fork. Leo Saili and Ty Palapoy in on the stop on Erickson.
Yeah, and he really just muffs a snap and can't get his eyes up. Hopefully he'll be able to step up in the pocket on that, but great pressure on the end.
So ball marked back into Springville territory at their own 49-yard line. 3rd down and a long 15 coming up. Red Devils with the football and a 6-0 lead. Ty Erickson at quarterback, the senior. Everybody's out in pass formation. We're going to have an offside on Spanish Fork, and he knew it, and that is Gavin Campbell. He was the leader last week. 7 tackles and a sack.
And it's a good question to ask Jason, because most defensive coaches will say, if you don't have an offsides in the game, it just means you're not aggressive.
Let's go down to the Wasatch Satellite Sideline Report. Jason, coaches like an offside every now and then?
Yeah, you know what? You don't want an offsides. I mean, you're taught to key the ball, but you're a racehorse down there when you're a defensive lineman and you're trying to get off on that ball and time the snap, and it happens once in a while. Scott's exactly right.
So,
wait, Jason agreed with me?
I know. Hey,
once in a while.
Yeah, would you guys log that on the videotape, please? 2nd down, 3rd down and 10. Erickson guns it across the middle, caught at the 34-yard line. Nice pass and catch to Clayton Johnson.
It's a great catch by Clayton. Ball's just a little bit wide of him. He makes a nice leaping grab, and that's a nice conversion on a big long 3rd down.
12-yard completion, and now Springville threatening once again at the 34-yard line. Plenty of protection too, Scott. So now we got an I formation behind Erickson. The handoff is to Jaden Church. His first carry. He's a quarterback, cornerback, and free safety, and running back.
So he's an athlete.
Yeah.
Usually when you play all those positions, you're an athlete. And this Springville team, they're retooling. They've had a pretty veteran team the last couple of years, played for a state championship last year. A lot of guys graduated, especially on that line. you know, they got a new quarterback. Ty Erickson started the beginning of last season when Peyton Thorpe was out, and a bunch of new wide receivers. So it'd be interesting to see how this year unfolds for the Red Devils.
2nd down and 7 for Springville. Erickson turns, hands off to Nicole, and Nicole picks up a couple down to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd and a long 2. We'll call it 3.
Yeah. Sometimes these backs, they just kind of stumble in there. Call them heat-seeking missiles. You know, they try to find the first warm body and run into it. You know, kind of keep your eyes up, keep your feet moving in that tight traffic area. You're gonna have a bigger play.
3rd down play coming up on this drive. They converted 3rd and 10. This one's 3rd and 3. Nickel finds a little room. He's close to the first down marker. He's going to have it by about a yard. That's a 4-yard pickup. He needed 3. So Bradley Nickel, the workhorse once again. He had 12 carries, 87 yards a week ago in the loss to Dixie. Ball marked at the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Springville already up 6-0. Rod Zundel, Scott Mitchell, Jason Buck here on our Game Night Live Game of the Week. Nickel, the deep back behind Erickson and Bowers. The quick hit, Johnson, and he's quickly brought down at the 26-yard line. And on the coverage is Riley Hess, the 5'8", 160-pound senior. So Springville Red Devils have entered the Alliance Contractors red zone. It's 2nd down and 3 at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, nice quick throw. Clayton does a nice job, and you know, he gets him the ball in a place where he can move. You know, he's not jumping around, and he makes a nice, 7-8 yard gain out of a really short pass.
Griffin Slavens comes in as the up back, and Bradley Nicole jumped the gun just a bit. So that'll move him back 5 yards out of the Alliance Contractors red zone, back at the 21-yard line. There you see the Spanish Fork sideline.
I think
head
one of the
coach
most
Preston Parrish.
I think one of the most annoying things to me as a coach is a false start on your offense. It happens at every level all the time. And I honestly, I don't know what it is. The snap count can be such a weapon for you, but so often it can be a nightmare when you just jump.
3rd down and 8 now, 21-yard line. Nicole's got it, and he's got a couple of yards. In on the stop, Ben Boyack, who was injured. Nice to see him back in on the play there. They'll pick up 5. It's going to be 3rd and 3 coming up at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, and I like so far with this Bradley Nicole. I mean, he's a north-south runner. They had that pitch out earlier, and a lot of backs try to kind of go east-west, and he kind of saw his point and cut up and got a first down. He's just a tough north-south runner. I like what I see in him.
Nicole, the deep back behind Griffin Slavens and quarterback Ty Erickson. 3rd down and a long 3. Nicole brought down from behind. Who was that? That was 42 that time. Jacob Moore. He had 4 tackles in the win over Ridgeline a week ago, and he made a great stop coming from around the side and getting from behind.
Yeah, and they're running that counter play, and that's what really kills that counter is you get that penetration, and those linemen can't set those blocks. Jason knows all about that with the Joe Gibbs counter tray right there.
Loses a yard, 4th and 4 coming up. Again, Cole Bowers is the up back. Bradley Nickel is the deep back in the I formation. Under 2 minutes to play. 4th down and 4. Erickson is going to run for the first down. He's got it inside the 10, down at the 9. And making the stop is Buse. But not before Erickson picks up 7 and a first down.
That's a nice play by Ty Erickson. I think he, kind of has the option.
But hang on. Holding. Springville coming back.
Holding call against the Red Devils.
Nice call, nice execution, except for one thing.
Well, when you have a quarterback who's athletic like that and can make plays, it makes it so much harder on the defense.
See if we can see it. Oh, right there, you saw Jersey. Right there, that left tackle.
And sometimes they think, because it was supposed to be a throw, so they think he's going to be one place, and then he goes somewhere else, and they go, wait, you're not going to go over there. And they don't really know what's happening. So
look at you looking out for your big offensive lineman there. So
I played with Barry Sanders. He ran all over the place.
That's incredible to think that I'm sitting by you and you actually played with Barry Sanders. Erickson back to pass. He's going to run again. Got to make one man miss to get the first down. And he is belted down at the 20-yard line. And who was that came in and put the big lick on him from up top? I believe that was Ty Palapoy that finished him off. But he's about 5 yards shy of the first down. So Spanish Fork defense holds. Let's go down to the defensive guru for our Wasatch Satellite Sideline Report. Jason, how about that defense? The bend but not break kind of a D right there.
Well, that defense really stepped up and saved the moment. But I'll tell you, Springville's starting to take control of it at the line of scrimmage and time of possession. Their offensive line is really leaning on them, and they had a nice drive. So look for, Springville taking control of this on time of possession at the line of scrimmage.
Spanish Fork, 1st and 10, 20-yard line. It's a deep ball, got a man caught at midfield. Are they going to give it to him? No. They say that Conway was out of bounds. I don't know if we have a replay on that, but that was close.
Yeah, got a flag there, too, in the backfield. Really nice throw, and I like to see that. I like to see teams that want to take advantage and throw the ball down the field. It just opens so much up.
This might be a late hit on the quarterback.
It looks like, maybe hands to the face. Personal foul.
Well, we know it's a personal foul on the defense, so it's going to be a first down either way. But that was a good throw. Just ran out of real estate.
Yeah, just a little bit out of bounds, but a really nice throw. Those are hard too. You do a good job. You stop them, and then you have those penalties, and keeps drives alive.
Ball out to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. Conway in motion. Lomax to the left of Chapel. Lomax has got it, and nowhere to run for Lomax. There's a couple of Red Devils got him. One of the first guys was Cole Bowers. About a half a yard gain. That's it. They've done a nice job on Lomax so far.
Yeah, they really have, and it's those those defensive linemen. They get on those linemen, and then those linebackers flow and scrape hard. It's nice to see that aggressive play and stopping him in the backfield.
2nd down, and we'll call it 9. Chapel to throw. Got a man, Conway, across midfield. Conway, it's a foot race to the end zone, and he's brought down inside the 20. Noah Conway, what a play from Chapel.
Yeah, it's a really nice throw, nice catch. Ryland Polson was the defender, and he takes a bad angle. Ask Jason, he'll tell you defense is all about angles. And he tries to get under the throw, and nice throw, and just an excellent run after the catch.
Bowers knocks him out. 52-yard gain. 1st and 10 inside the Alliance Contractors red zone. Lomax picks up maybe 4. It's going to bring up, give him 5. Let's give him 6. We'll bring up 2nd down and 4. But that brings us to the end of the first quarter with our score. Springville 6, Spanish Fork 0 here on Game Night Live.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL TV app right now on all your favorite devices.
Before you you go. Wake up to Grant Wayman's What You Need weather and the KSL 5 Today team. Weekday mornings from 4:30 till 7 on KSL 5.
At Utah's Classic 103.5 The Arrow, we play all the classic artists. Gordon Sumner, Patricia Andrzejewski, Edward Mahoney, Clyde Brown, David Van Cortlandt, Vincent Fernier, Gary Weinrich, Hugh Craig, Marvin Aday, George Morrison, Stephanie Nicks, John Osborne, Joseph Fiddler, and everybody's favorite, David Jones.
When breaking news, snarl traffic, and shifting weather impact your life, we get only one shot at bringing it all home to you. So we make it our best shot with Chopper 5, bringing home your world like no one else can. Only on KSL 5 News.
We begin the second quarter. Spanish Fork has it 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. Chappell across the middle, incomplete. Had a guy there, but pretty good coverage. And for Spanish Fork, that was Reese Scott.
Jaden Churcher, all-around athlete there on defense.
Well, he's played running back. He's played cornerback. Let's see if he gets in a quarterback today. So third down, and let's call it 6. Ball at the 9. Now we got a officials timeout. Let's go down to our Wasatch Satellite Sideline Report. And Jason, your thoughts on that first quarter?
You know what? Spanish Fork missed a great opportunity in that short yardage. I mean, 4th and short, they should have gone up under center and let the big guys win a play for them. So I think they missed a great opportunity there. Springville's really controlled the clock in the game, and then Spanish Fork's lived on the big play.
Yeah, I said that earlier in the broadcast. It's one of those things, you're a shotgun team all the time, and there's just a few really critical points in the game when you need to be under center, and it does impact your ability to do it.
Jason, do you see what's going on down there?
Oh yeah, I'm on top of it
with the officials. What's the delay?
With the officials. I can't tell what they're saying in that conference.
Oh,
there.
The clock didn't run.
I need to start to read
11:57.
Yeah, 11:57 is what they want. So okay. Jason, go over there and tell them who you are, and you want to know what's going on.
Hey, and no eating hot dogs while you're down there on the field either, Jason. Be watching you.
All right, here we go. We're ready to go. 3rd down and 3, ball at the 9-yard line, or 3rd down and 7, ball at the 9-yard line. Chappell, Lomax flank to his left. Chappell's going to throw, going to loft it up in the end zone. Ew, he almost had it. Almost a one-handed bobbling grab, and he's saying he got a touchdown, but they called that a touchdown?
Oh, there's no way that's
a touchdown.
There's no way.
That was Way Stanton, I believe, and there's no way that's a touchdown. They're giving him a touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
And he never hung on to the ball.
Wow.
That is just one of the most, let's see it. Now, are we completely being idiots here? No, complete. He did not. He's got to come to the ground. Spanish Fork will say thank you very much, but that was the wrong call. He dropped the ball.
Wow. How do you miss that call?
I don't know, but he did. With the extra point.
I just don't know how you missed that
Spanish
call.
Fork now out in front, 7-6. Okay, Scott Mitchell's upset. We got to take a timeout because he may say some wrong things.
Officials should come over and say, look, that back judge should have seen that.
I'm going to turn our mics off for a minute for a commercial break. We'll be back. All right, I don't know if we can see that replay again, but Scott, in high school, as soon as your knee hits the ground, is it over? Do you have to come to the ground and keep maintaining control?
You still have to maintain. If the ball hits the ground, you got to maintain the, well, if you're down and you have the ball, it's down.
Well, he was down before it came out. Maybe that was it. Short kick taken by the Red Devils out to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, they don't want to have that opening kickoff again, so they squib kick.
Not bad, yeah. Randall Gleave again.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see, Scott, if you say he had control and his knee at the ground, the play's over, or does he have to have control of it through the catch?
It doesn't matter. So he's still in the air.
He's got it. He's down, but does he have to maintain like an NFL? That would not count.
Yeah, see, and actually from the other view, the other view we had, the sideline view.
Looked like he bobbled it?
It looked like he was bobbling it as he was going.
So that's a good call by the official.
No, I think it's a bad call.
Okay, 1st and 10 Red Devils, and Nicole with a big gain. It's a 12-yarder out at the 46-yard line. Well, he had control with one hand, but he came down and his knee hit, then he lost the ball. But I guess when your knee hits in high school, it's over.
If he has it with one hand, he goes down on the ground and his knee hits touchdown.
Okay, that's a touchdown. That's a great call by the official.
But it looks like that's not what happened.
To me, he had it.
If it was.
I thought you had to maintain control once you had the ground. That's just NFL. So that's a great call by the official.
I don't know that I even know that answer. Oh.
Nicole again, but hold on, we got a timeout. I might have to call Jeff Clough in that on our officials. Anybody here know in the booth? Okay. We're going to find that out. I'm going to call somebody from the High School Activity Association because he had control when he hit the ground, but then he lost it. So does he have to have control as he hits the ground? I don't know. That's
See, it looks like to me. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
So it looks like he's bobbling.
He's got it.
It looks like he hits it right.
He's got it right there. He's got it.
See, it looks like he's bobbling.
He's got it. He's got it. Now he.
No, see how he's coming down and the ball's coming.
When
down.
he hit the ground, when his knee hit, he lost the ball.
He was bobbling it before he went down.
Okay, tough call.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just think that he was bobbling it before he went down.
Well, I don't know what the rule is, and Nicole fumbles the football. And let's see if they give this one to Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork thinking they have it, and they do. Turnover at midfield. Wow. Maybe one no catch that was, and now a fumble. Things aren't going Springville's way right now.
Well, you know, these rivalry games, that's what happens. You get turnovers, you gotta take care of the football.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's out.
Ben Boyack does a nice job of.
Boyack stripped it out.
Stripped it out. And, you know, those are tough because Bradley Nicole was, you know, just playing hard, tough football, trying to get extra yards. And Bubba Rapina got the. Of course, with a name like Bubba, you got to get the fumbles.
Chapel, and he gets away from one rusher and out of bounds. So instead of a 5-yard loss, he picks up 3 yards.
That is a tough play by Chapel. I mean, he's dead to rights right there, and he gets run into it. That doesn't faze him at all. It just bounces off of it. And, what a nice play by Chapel on that one. I like those tough quarterbacks.
He gained a yard out of a 5-yard loss, so a 2nd down and 9. Ball marked at the 47-yard line of Springville. Spanish Fork with a 7-6 lead. Recovered a Nicole fumble at the 48. Trying to capitalize here. Flare pass to Conway. Conway, another big chance, chunky yardage. Noah Conway still on his feet all the way down to the 20-yard line. What a play by Conway.
Yeah, and what if you watch, I didn't see who was there, but I think I don't know if we'll see the replay on that. The Spanish Fork player blocks 2 Springville players. Boom, right there, number 8. Oh, actually, was it 8? I couldn't see. Anyways, great job of blocking 2 defenders, which brings Conway on the play.
Chapel back to throw. Now he's going to run. And he's inside the 15-yard line as Spanish Fork now once again inside the Alliance Contractors red zone. Carson Chapel, a couple of nice runs here on this drive. One to save a 5-yard loss, and then that one picks up 6. 2nd down and 4 coming up. Ball at the, we'll mark it right at the 15-yard line. Lomax inside the 10, 8-yard line, 7-yard pickup. That's a 1st down, 1st and goal, Spanish Fork.
Yeah, and that's a nice play. Hits that zone read. Guys do a great job up front of creating a nice little scene.
First and goal, and hit immediately is Lomax, and making the stop is Randall Cleve. No, excuse me, that's not Randall Cleve. That's Nathan Ramirez. No, excuse me, that was Randall Cleve.
Yeah.
Second and goal at the 9. Chapel got his man, Polson, and he is stuffed for a loss. Bowers is there to make the stop, and also Griffin Slavens.
Yeah, and they do a nice job of reading their keys. Griffin Slavens spreads that play out, doesn't really go anywhere, and then Cole Bowers comes in and just cleans him up right there.
Third and goal now at the 13-yard line. Chapel, here comes the pressure into the end zone. Touchdown, Spanish Fork. Once again, Chapel to Way Stanton. 13-yard touchdown.
Well, this is a nice job by Chapel. And he gets a good blocks. He just has patience, stays out there. He actually gets hit right when he throws the ball. And just a nice route by Way Stanton.
Extra point is up, and it is good by Red Spencer. So, with 8:39 left here in the first half, Spanish Fork now leading Springville 14-6 here on Game Night Live. He lost the ball.
For the Dons, number 39, Spencer Red.
Spencer Red on to kick this one away for Spanish Fork. The Dons leading 14-6, another short kick. And hang on. We got a flag. Looks like it's going to be offside on Spanish Fork.
Penalty marker down on play.
You know, I'm not really sure I understand this
Call against the Dons.
short kick.
Well, because they gave up an 82-yard return on
but
the
that was a
opening
short
kickoff.
kick too. I understand. I don't understand why they don't just kick it deep. But maybe there's something that they I don't know. Maybe they don't have a kicker that can kick it deep, and they just don't want to take that risk. But I'll go back to what I said early on in the game. Sometimes when you get that big score, like right off the bat, just funny things happen, and you know, just kind of have that feeling right now where all the momentum is with Spanish Fork.
Another short kick, and that one's a really short kick that's taken by Isaiah Webb on the front line. So Springville's going to have pretty good field position. It gives you a lot. It's a lot of confidence in your defense too to give them that kind of field position.
And that's a nice job by Webb just to get on that ball and give your team that really good field position. You know, just a smart play on his part.
Well, it's good to have Webb feet and Webb hands. By Isaiah. No?
It was a web of deception.
All right, let's see what Ty Erickson can do now. Trailing 14-6. It's still a one-possession game.
Yeah.
You know, one touchdown game, so we got a long way to go now. First, the 49-yard line of Spanish Fork. Erickson, he hands off to Nicole, who fumbled it the last time he touched the football. He's going to pick up 4 yards inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Second down and 6 coming up. Boyack with the stop for Spanish Fork. He's already been a busy man.
Yeah, he has, and Gavin Campbell, you know, has been a really active player on that defensive line. Number 52.
Second down and 6. Nicole with the carry again, shifts direction, and he's close to the first down. Needed to get to the 38. He may be the 38 and a half.
Yeah, it looks a little short, you know, but this is the offense that Springville runs. It's just straight ahead I formation football, and tailbacks featured in the system, and they're going to be patient. You know, they're not going to panic, and they're just going to keep pounding it out at you. They want to be a run-first team. Got some big old boys there on that line.
Your man Campbell with the stop, 3rd and a yard. I formation behind Erickson. Erickson, quarterback sneak, and then he gets pummeled. But he still gets the first down. And who made the stop? Boyack. Ben Boyack,
you know,
the junior.
I have a question for Jason. You know, as a quarterback, I mean, this is a 3rd and really short, and there's just a huge gap there between the defensive tackles. I mean, they're giving you the first down on the quarterback sneak. I always look for stuff like that. How do you stop that on 3rd down?
Answer that question right after this play. 1st and 10. 37-yard line. Nicole again picks up 4 yards on that carry. All right, Jason, answer that question.
Scott's right. You know, whenever you're in that short yardage, 6 inches, 1 foot in there, you never give up that wide split. Even if they widen out the guards, you line up in the gap. You literally line up inside eye, or if they gap you, go clear down in the gap and shoot the hips of that center and take away that quarterback sneak. You never give that up.
I always look for quarterback sneak when I played. It's an easy 3-4 yards if they give it to you, or more.
Second down and 7. Nicole again. It's Cole Bowers this time. Cole Bowers into the end zone. 33-yard touchdown, Springville. Yeah. Cole Bowers coming in and giving Nicole a break, and he just took it 33 yards to the zone.
Yeah, and it's kind of what I'm saying. You know, these tackles are wide. You get a guy on Ben Boyack, and you're off to the secondary with that quick hitting trap, just that quick trap up the middle with that fullback. You know, that's a staple Springville play right there. And Cole Bowers is a great athlete, does a nice job.
So they're going to go for 2, trying to tie this up. And it's Bowers again. He's not going to make it this time. Comes up shy, but he does the damage. 33-yard touchdown, 6:27 left. The Red Devils cut that Spanish Fork lead to 14-12 here on Game 9 Live.
KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL TV app right now on all your favorite devices.
At Utah's Classic 103.5 The Arrow, we play all the classic artists. Gordon Sumner, Patricia Andrzejewski, Edward Mahoney, Clyde Brown, David Van Cortlandt, Vincent Fernier, Gary Weinrich, Hugh Craig, Marvin Aday, George Morrison, Stephanie Nix, John Osborne, Joseph Fiddler, and everybody's favorite, David Jones.
All right, that kick sails into the end zone by Brody Taylor. So, I don't know, did you expect to score a couple of touchdowns each in this game in a quarter and a half, or did you expect this to be a kind of a defensive struggle?
No, these are two pretty good offenses, and I mean, on that last one, Spanish Fort gave him a short field. It was 48 yards, and I don't think Springville attempted a pass in that last drive and kind of ran it right up the middle of the field, right at the heart of the Dons defense, and scored a touchdown.
Carson Chappell now in the gun at the 15, hands off to Lomax. Lomax fights for a couple, and that's it. Tanner Cannon makes the stop. Pick up, we'll call it a yard, that's it. Second down and 9. Chappell to throw again, that slant, and he had his receiver, but the pass a little too low. Reese Scott was the guy. Or excuse me, that's Andre Iera, the intended receiver.
Yeah, had him open, just missed the throw.
How difficult is that throw as a quarterback?
I tell you, it can be if you learn how to throw it, because sometimes there is that pause to wait for that window open. So you have to be ready to throw it on your third step, and sometimes you have to wait. And it's hard for some guys to have that pause and be accurate. But, you know, you think about
flag on the play. It's going to be holding as Chappell goes down. That was a coverage sack right there, wasn't it, Scott?
Yeah, they did. You know, it looked like they were going to do this kind of pick route to hit another big play down the field, and they did a nice job of picking it up, and then the defensive pressure got to him. But, you know, you think about Jerry Rice and how many little short slant routes he caught in his career and turned them into big plays. If you hit them right, you bust a seam, and they're a lot of pressure on a defense.
Bradley Cole gets the sack. They may not. Well, it's going to be interesting to see if they accept this penalty. I think they're going to. So, who is your go-to guy on one of those quick slant guys?
Herman Moore was such a. And Herman was hard to throw to because he liked to be covered. Because he was sick. He's almost as tall as I am. Yeah. And he goes, it's basketball to me, and I just want to have rebounding position, and you just put it in the right hand, and I promise you that guy will never get there. I'd rather be covered to have you throw me the ball.
Really?
I think it was his excuse because he wasn't that fast.
Here comes the kick, and it's one of those sidewinder kicks. Cole Bowers ready to receive this. It takes a Springville bounce, and it's down at the 44-yard line, and Ty Palapoy, he's doing everything. No, excuse me, that was Way Stanton, I believe, with that kick. He's kind of doing everything today.
Well, you know, you're starting to see a lot of that kind of rugby Australian style kick. I'll tell you, those kickers at Utah, they do when they kick that ball, they really get a foot into it. It's just awkward to see a left-handed Aussie style kicker. I guess that's what it should be because, you know, everything's backward down there.
True. Well, those lefty quarterbacks, same thing, kind of messes everything up.
Welcome to my world, Rod. It's a crazy place. See, look how wide they are. I mean, the middle of the field is just.
Got a flag before the snap. It's going to be movement on Springville, so that'll move it back. It's about the 39-yard line.
Well, Bradley Nicole could see how wide open it was in the middle. He's like, hey, I want to give me the ball quick. I want to get in there.
That was a second motion penalty.
By the halfback.
By the guys who are going to get the ball.
He's such a downhill player. He's just like, I'm ready to go right now.
So 1st and 15 back at the 39-yard line Just over 5.5 to play here, second quarter. Spanish Fork 14. Springville 12. Nicole again. Finds some room. Bradley Nicole going to have a touchdown. 61 yards. Springville regains the lead. Nothing from you?
Well, yeah, I'm going to show you in just a minute.
No excitement? No. Holy.
I got to be impartial here. I got to be. Well, it was just what I was saying, but you can see why he was so excited on that other play when he was offsides. Holy cow, there's my daughter right there.
Oh, my goodness. She behaves herself.
But there's this huge hole in the middle of the field, and they just do a great job, that line up there, getting people on bodies, and he's such a hard, north-south runner. He finds a crease there and shows some speed. Great play.
61 yards. Again, 2-point conversion. Nicole trying to power his way to the goal line, and he's stuffed.
All right, they've run 3 2-point conversions in a row, and they've all been runs.
Yep.
Maybe they should just throw it once. I'm just saying. They aren't getting it.
So with that, 5:22 left first half. Springville regains the lead, 18-14 here on Game Night Live. All right, here's the kick, and it's out of the end zone again. I tell you what, Springville's kicker's got a foot on him.
Yeah, and
Brody Taylor.
He's a good extra point, guy.
Yeah, so why?
I would think you'd want to get some confidence in your extra point team, and
they've lost 3 to 6 points.
I mean, look, they got all these big guys up here. They got plenty of guys that can block up front on that extra point. I'm not sure I understand that, but I'm up here and they're down there.
So 5:22 left. Let's see what Spanish Fork does in Carson Chapel. He's going to throw another quick slant. Stanton's got it, and Stanton is brought down across the 30 out to the 34. 14-yard pass play from Chapel to Stanton. Looks like Stanton is his go-to guy today, huh?
Yeah, he really is, and it's a nice route against some tight coverage. It's probably a 15-yard, 16-yard completion on a simple slant throw. He puts it in the right spot, gives the receiver a chance to make some yards after the catch.
Chapel. Here comes inside screen. Conway eludes the first tackler, and Noah Conway is knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line. That's another 14-yard pickup. First down, Spanish Fork. Let's go down to our Wasatch Satellite sideline report. And Jason, Spanish Fork now going to those quick throws when they're trying to get it to Lomax. Is that catching Springville, the big guys underneath, off guard a little?
You know what? Yeah, it does. They need to take away those slants and those quick routes if they're going to play that safety free so tight like that. And you got to make your tackles. I mean, Springville's figured out the inside run and scored a couple of big ones now. And the inside run with Spanish Fork running those wide 3 techniques. And it's, Spanish Fork better figure that out on their defense.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Chapel going to Conway, and it's a little too tall. Nice coverage there by Griffin Slavens.
Yeah, Springville's had tight coverage on that play just before this. Rylan Polson, read the little bubble screen quickly, but he just, like Jason said, he just missed a tackle. And a lot of times guys are tackling up high and they're not getting they want to take that kill shot. They don't want to wrap up on a guy and make a tackle.
And if you look at the Springville linemen, they all got their hands on their hips. They're gassing right now. They need a breather. So Springville needs to keep going at it right now. Lomax busts through the line. Lomax inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Mateen Lomax. There was a huge gap there, Scott.
Yeah, it was, again, that zone read, and they just did a great job up on the line of scrimmage there, and they just do a great job to Junior Ikitahu. Sam Dodd did a nice job there to.
Yeah. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Noah Conway in motion. Lomax stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Let's see who was the first guy to get there.
That was Gleave again.
Gleave.
Slows him down, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but you need to slow him down so your buddies can finish him off. Clock approaching the 4-minute mark. No gain on that play. 2nd down and 10. The receivers, they don't come back to the huddle. They stay in that trips formation to the right.
Super interesting.
Springville showing blitz. Now they back off, and now here they come. Chappell. Here comes the pressure. Unloads. Incomplete. Was under fire there. Conway, the intended receiver, and there's Slavens again on the coverage.
Yeah, and Gleave came on a blitz on the backside, and, if Chappell would have held that just a little bit longer, it would have been lights out. And it was close not to get a pass interference or a personal foul on the quarterback there. Close.
Under 4 to play here, first half. Spanish Fork now trailing Springville 18-14. 3rd down and 10. Carson Chappell. Lomax to his left. Chappell's going to loft it up, and his receiver wasn't even looking for the football. That was Andre Iera.
Yeah, that's one where Andre thought the ball was going in, and it went out, and he got so caught up in the bumping back and forth with the defensive back. You got to have a clock in your head. You got to know that the quarterback doesn't have all day, and he probably had a little bit more time than he thought he would.
Stanton back to kick this thing, and hang on. We got motion once again. False start on Spanish Fork. So ball marked back at the 43-yard line. Stanton back at his 44-yard line. And he almost runs right into the blockers. And this thing, we'll see where the official calls this out.
He almost kicked that into the snack shack.
Yeah. Watch out for that kettle corn. That's pretty good kettle corn over there on the northwest corner. All right, ball spotted at the 36-yard line. That is the 26, that's
about 15
about
yards.
A 16-yard kick, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to do my math.
It's a Bear River thing, I understand.
All right, so 3:43 left. Springville with the football and an 18-14 lead. Ty Erickson under center. Hands to Nicole. Nicole spinning his way for a couple, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm sure Springville's going to try to attack that middle again. It's been pretty open. It'll be interesting to see if Spanish Fork makes an adjustment.
Ben Boyack again on the stop. Hey, they just brought in Cowboy Donuts, Scott.
Well, and if you look in that, nachos too.
Nachos?
Yeah.
I didn't see the nachos.
Yeah, they're in the.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, hurry up, halftime.
Yeah, see now they've kind of shift those defensive tackles inside.
Sorry, I'm looking at the nachos. Erickson caught, first down, out near midfield. Ben Schreiner had 4 catches for 60 yards last week. I believe that's his first catch here in the first half.
Yeah, Ben's a tight end, and this is a nice play because Tyler Erickson's rolling out to his opposite side. He gets his arms turned the right way and puts a dime on on the right shoulder of Ben Schreiner, who catches it and goes upfield. That's a hard play as a quarterback to do.
Trey Lofton, the junior, makes the stop. Clock continuing to run, approaching the 2.5-minute mark here. And Springville now in business at near midfield, and they still got plenty of time left, and they have 2 timeouts remaining. First down and 10. Erickson bobbled the ball, but there he's got it. Here comes the pressure. Got a man wide open. It's caught. Still on his feet, and that is Griffin Slavens all over the place. And he's all the way down to the 44-yard line. That's a 16-yard pickup.
Well, it's another great play. I mean, he basically fumbling the ball again, rolls out, doesn't even have the ball in his hand yet, throws it up in the air, and surprise, surprise. Slavens does a nice job just keeping his balance, keeping his feet going. It's tough play right there.
Not a pretty pass, but I remember Gifford Nielsen. You know him well. He told me in a clinic when I was in high school, said, hey, it doesn't matter how it gets there as long as it gets there.
Yeah, on the game tape, they all look like spirals.
We got a flag on the play.
Oh, hey. Gavin Campbell getting a little chippy on Tyler Erickson there.
All right, let's go down one more time for our Wasatch Satellite sideline report. Jason, I see the linemen for both teams with their hands on their hips, kind of bent over. It's a tough time to be a lineman here at the end of the first half, isn't it? Kind of gas a little bit.
They have been puffing, and there's a bunch of tired boys out there. They've been battling it out, but you see some tired guys. This is where the guys that want the most and have the most courage and determination get the game.
1st and 15, Erickson, he's going deep. He's got a receiver with a step. It's caught inside the 5-yard line. Clayton Johnson with the catch.
Yeah, Clayton's had some really nice catches here in the first half. That's another one. I mean, that ball looked like it hung up in the air forever.
33-yard gain.
Dice comes out and just chucks it as high as he can, gets it out there, and nice over-the-shoulder catch by Clayton Johnson.
Springville in business now, leading by 4, trying to get it back in the end zone before halftime. Erickson, 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. The quick handoff. Slavens, touchdown, Springville. Griffin Slavens, 5 yards.
Yeah, and you just see a great surge by that offensive line. That's that quick trap again up the middle. Slavens does a nice job. He had some really nice plays on that last drive, keeping his feet and getting extra yards. Great. So now they're going to kick the extra point, Rod.
Well,
they've had enough of that 2-point.
Oh, my goodness.
So
yeah, Brody Taylor. This isn't
Brody Taylor.
This isn't Brody Taylor, and they got a problem. It's Garrett Lindsey. So they'll move it back 5 yards, and let's see what they do here. Well, this is going to be basically a 25-yard extra point.
And that snap was high.
Kick is up, and it is. Hey, look at that. No problem.
Just got to move it back further.
136 left. Now 30-14 Springville here with 136 left in the first half on Game Night Live. All right, the score should read 25-14. They had it wrong on the scoreboard as the kick goes into the end zone. All right, Scott. So Springville kind of looked like they had control a little bit, and all of a sudden, boom, they're down 11. Yeah, Spanish Fork, that is.
That's the fun thing about high school football, just football in general, is there's this ebb and flow of momentum that goes on throughout the game, and good football teams answer back when they're down, and you'd like to see that these kids have that mental toughness. Love to see that Rod likes donuts.
A blueberry donut. 1st and 10, 20-yard line. Spanish Fork, Carson Chapel back, trips to the right, single receiver to the left, Lomax flank to his left. Springville backing off for the pass. Chapel, nice pass across the middle, out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Again, that's our man, Way Stanton.
Yeah, and Carson Chapel has all kinds of time to throw there. Offensive line, Jerome Jones, Cameron McKay do a nice job in there, giving him all that time to throw.
Chapel going long. It's caught inside the 25. What a pass and catch from Chapel to Leo Saili.
Yeah, Leo's he's another one of those athlete kids. I mean, he plays defensive end. That's a great catch. Another great throw by Carson Chapel down the sideline. Pretty good coverage.
35-yard gain, Chapel to Saili. 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line. So the Springville takes a timeout. And that may be just to benefit the linemen to take a little break here for the final minute 14.
Yeah, Spanish Fork done a nice job of getting down the field in a very short period of time on some very well executed passes. I like the accuracy of Chapel. Pressure in his face, hitting, and those aren't easy throws.
Hey, there you go. There's the nachos. Or is that a nacho? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, now you know what we're drooling over here. We're waiting for halftime. Too bad you guys have to do the strong BW. Oh, there we are. Oh, here we go. Okay, see, we've got our nachos up here, right there.
Yeah, and it's cruel torture that they bring this stuff in and you have to talk on air. You can't say it. You can't enjoy it.
Yeah. Too bad you have to do the strong VW halftime recaps.
That's been canceled, Rob.
1st down and 10 at the 24-yard line. Spanish Fork, a minute 14, trying to get on the board here before we go to break.
Oh, somebody moved.
And we got movement.
Yeah, we'll be happy to do our strong halftime support. Strong Automotive, they're great supporters of ours. We actually have they've given us a vehicle. Going to have a Game Night Live vehicle from Strong Automotive.
Whose gets that?
Well, who do you think?
Jeez. I've worked at KSL Game Night Live for 22 years. I have to pay for my truck.
Hey, Rod, I'll give you a ride. We'll go get lunch and get some nachos.
Thank you. Okay, there you go. Chapel back to throw across the middle. Wide open, caught and busted at the 24-yard line. Now they've got to count that if they count that touchdown.
They did?
So they've got to count that as a completion, and they do. But what a grab by Leo Salii.
He took a shot right there.
What a catch.
They actually didn't call it a catch.
Then they should not allow that unless he was bobbling it. Let's see if he was bobbling it here.
Springville brings pressure. He gets a nice throw, a little bit high, goes up. What a great, is he catching it?
Yeah.
That looks like a catch.
That looks like a catch. If they don't count that, they shouldn't have counted that touchdown. 2nd down and 15. Chapel going deep. Intercepted almost by Bowers.
Well, he
had a chance.
Yeah, you're going to get a penalty here on Owen Rowe.
For roughing the passer?
For roughing the passer. Springfield's been close on a couple of them, and that's going to hurt them right there. really unnecessary. You just, I know your momentum's going. You want to kill the quarterback. I know everyone wants to kill the quarterback, but you gotta use your brain sometimes, Jason Buck.
I never got any of those.
I was waiting to see if he's going to answer that, Scott.
I never got any of those. I'm just going to take out Scott at halftime.
Hey, I remember in the Super Bowl, your first Super Bowl, how close you were to Joe Montana.
Oh, yeah.
On that game winner.
I got him sacked once, but not enough times. It broke my heart, that one.
If you watch NFL films, you'll see Jason coming in there. I think it was a play before the touchdown pass to win it.
Yeah,
he was right there with his hands on him. So here we go. First down and 10. Ball at the 14 at the Alliance Contractors red zone for Spanish Fork. 1:03 to get in the end zone and cut into that 11-point lead. Chappell, he's looking to the end zone, going to the corner. Caught! Touchdown, Stanton again! How about Way Stanton from Chappell? How about that?
That is the lucky corner of the end zone for those Spanish Fork Dons. You just throw it out there. It's a touchdown. Oh, my goodness. What a great catch. And it's great coverage. I mean, he's the DB's right there. And
14-yard touchdown. What a catch. Good coverage, too.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah,
Stanton's third touchdown.
Yeah, and he's...
And that is a 2-point conversion, and that cuts the lead to 3 with under a minute to play. Noah Conway.
Yeah, and the defender for the Devils just takes a bad angle, and he gets out on the edge on him. Does a nice job of hustling into the end zone.
So Spanish Fork tries a 2-point conversion once. They make it. Springville tries it 3 times and don't.
Well, they ran outside. Spanish Fork ran outside. Springville tried to run it up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's a good time to go for 2. You understand numbers, because you go for 1, you still you're going to have to kick it, or you're going to have to score a touchdown anyways.
Back down to Jason on our Watch That Satellite sideline report. Jason, did you get a good look at that catch by Stanton?
Oh yeah, it was a beautiful catch. I mean, just great play. The defensive back had great coverage. He just needs to make a play on the ball and get his hand up there.
Yeah, you're right there in the middle of the end zone by the goalpost, so he had a good view at it.
Yeah, it was just a tremendous football play.
This last 2 weeks, Brock Jones at Lone Peak last week just threw some really nice passes, very accurate throws. Same thing with Carson Chappell tonight. I mean, he's just thrown some really nice footballs. I mean, and it's great as a quarterback when you have those receivers that are going to make those tough catches for you. Gain tremendous amount of confidence. 2 very contrasting teams here. More throwing with Spanish Fork and kind of smash mouth football with the Red Devils.
So 58 seconds left. We have 47 points in this first half.
These rivalry games, they bring it. It's like, I think the principals at the high school have a little friendly wager on this game, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure they've let their teams know they do not want to lose.
And we need to score as many points as we can. Red Spencer on to kick this thing away. He's going to kick it this time. A short kick. That's how they scored on the opening kick. Bowers has it, and he bowls over a Dawn at the 25-yard line. That was Bowers just taking it right over the top of Gavin Johnson.
Yeah, and again, I love those heat-seeking missile running backs. They just find the warmest body, and that's what he did. He just, straight ahead right over the top of you. Barry Sanders was not a heat-seeking missile kind of running back.
No.
He had laser guidance systems on him. He avoided you at all costs.
Were you ever afraid that you were going to turn and hand off to him and he wasn't going to be there because he already made his move?
It was an adventure every single time. I didn't know where he was. You talk about trying to tackle him, hand him the ball.
Because he makes a move before he has the ball. Oh, man. Not much there. Going to lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, and they have had a hard time with this snap. They've had 3 or 4 of these in this first half. you know, Doug Bills has been at he's an institution at Springville. You know, he's one of my coaches in high school, helped me coach here. Still coaching with Coach Child there. He's the offensive coordinator. He'll have something to say at halftime, I guarantee you. Probably hear it from here.
Another run. Nicole. That could be the final play here in the first half. It's been a wild one, Scott.
We've been entertained, and that's what you want. You want really competitive football, a lot of changes here and in momentum, and it's just nice that these two teams have really answered back, and we're in for a really exciting second half.
You and Jason are going to come back with the strong VW halftime breakdown. But we have come to the end of the first half. It's been a shootout. Springville 25, Spanish Fork 22. Scott and Jason will be back with the strong VW halftime breakdown here on Game Night Live.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL TV app right now on all your favorite devices.
Before you go, wake up to Grant Wayman's What You Need Weather and the KSL 5 Today team. Weekday mornings from 4:30 till 7 on KSL 5.
At Utah's Classic 103.5 The Arrow, we play all the classic artists. Gordon Sumner, Patricia Andrzejewski, Edward Mahoney, Clyde Brown, David Van Cortlandt, Vincent Bernier, Gary Weinrib, Hugh Craig, Marvin Aday, George Morrison, Stephanie Nicks, John Osborne, Joseph Fiddler, and everybody's favorite, David Jones.
When breaking news, snarl traffic, and shifting weather impact your life, we get only one shot at bringing it all home to you. So we make it our best shot with Chopper 5, bringing home your world like no one else can. Only on KSL 5 News. They're the team that truly understands Utah weather.
Extreme fire danger this afternoon.
Thunderstorms producing large hail and
to take the severe weather worry out of your life.
Flooding rains coming tonight.
These guys put the special in weather specialists only on KSL 5 News.
Entertainment. They will be performing their competition pond routine, choreographed by Carly Condi. Give it up for the drill team.
Hey, welcome to the Strong VW halftime recap. Jason, pretty crazy first half. No defense. This is the way you like it, right?
Yeah, it really ticks me off. I'm down there screaming, tackle somebody. But you know what? So many momentum changes in the game. I was thinking Springville's really taking over the game, and then Spanish Fork comes right back.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the contrasting styles of two different teams. You know, you have kind of smash mouth, right at you, I formation offense with Springville, which was very effective up the middle early on in the game, and then you have the kind of wide open, spread out, let's throw the ball all over the place style of Spanish Fork. Not a lot of defense so far. So what do you do at halftime if you're coached to make some adjustments and kind of reel this thing and win the game in the second half?
You know, for Springville, that one, when they turned the ball over, they gave the momentum right back to Spanish Fork, and they came down and capitalized on it. What I noticed with Springville, they're managing time of possession awesome. They should be winning the game based on time of possession. But their studs are playing both sides of the ball, and I can see them really, their tongues hanging and they're tired on the defensive side. And so their defense is really struggling right now because of that.
So, the special teams has kind of been the feast for the Devils at the first play of the second half, but then it's kind of been famine with these extra points. There's 3 more points on the board that, that makes this a touchdown possession game, and so Springville's got to figure out a way to tighten that up in the second half if they're going to have a chance to win this game.
Oh, yeah. They've got to tighten that up. You can't give up those 3 points. You can't give up the turnover, those little mistakes, the momentum. And then Spanish Fork does the little onside kick thing to get great position back to Springville, and they go down and punch it in. So a lot of little mistakes.
And it's 3 phases of the game. So got an exciting second half coming up here. So who do you have? Who's going to win the game in the second half?
Man, you know what? This is a heck of a game with all the momentum changes, but I was right on last week's pick with the Lone Peak at halftime. And you know what? I'm going to go with Springville and a tight one in this one too.
So Jason and I are going to agree because I can't go against my Red Devils, right?
You can't.
I didn't have him say that anyway.
Biased pick right now. It's a heck of a game, but I think Springville will work this one out. They're patient, they're controlling the clock, and I think that'll get the game.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we're going to take a break, but the second half is coming back. You've been listening to the Strong VW Halftime Report.
Corner. Get your hot and cold drinks. They do take credit cards this year. Head on down. Thank you. and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half. Here comes your Spanish SFDons back on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome KSL Live tonight. If you don't have the KSL TV app, download it free from the App Store. You can watch the game and highlights live right from your phone. The KSL TV app. Download it now.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork High School. We are about ready to get the second half underway. Springville leading Spanish Fork 25-22 in this rivalry. We are set for the Royce Industries second half kickoff here. Brody Taylor doing the honors for Springville. Stanton is back for Spanish Fork, but the Dons really haven't had a chance to return any kick tonight because just like that, Taylor's been knocking those into the end zone just like that.
Yeah, Brody Taylor's done a nice job of not giving them a chance, which I think is unfair. I wish they changed that rule.
By the way, a couple other scores. How about the other rivalry game up north? Bear River leading Box Elder 9-0 at halftime. How about those mighty Bears?
That's a barn burner.
Okay, I'm trying to find a big one that we're all interested in. Holy smokes, I did not see this coming. Bingham leading East 24-17 at the half.
Ooh, good game.
I did not see that.
Yeah. That's a good move for East to move up to that 6A classification.
I don't think they have any choice.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of...
Well, yeah, and East too, and Bingham. Chappell, right out of the gate, tries to hit his receiver across the middle, and that is Saili, and that's incomplete. But you're right, with that 6A, it's kind of interesting things how match up because the normal region races that we've been used to and the classifications and the rivalries, they're not there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great example. You know, Springville and Spanish Fork, basically neighbors, and there are three high schools that have kind of, well, two that have really pulled a lot of students from Spanish Fork, so it's really fluctuated.
Salem Hills, Maple Mountain, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, you like those traditional rivalries, and it's just kind of hard when it changes.
Second down and 10 for Carson Chappell. Fakes to Lomax, got Conway out in the flat. Conway fighting for his first down. He's got to get across the 30, and I think 31, I think. Well, they'll mark it at the 30 and a half. First down.
Which is the first down?
Yeah.
Touching the line. First
All
down.
right, so 47 points in that first half between these two.
I was surprised by that. You know, I was a little surprised that.
And no defensive touchdowns.
No, and a fairly clean game as far as, you didn't have some crazy turnovers, but there were some big plays on both sides of the ball, some long run touchdowns. You have the kickoff. You have, some big throws by the Spanish Fork.
First and 10 right at the 30-yard line. Fake to Lomax. Caught! Stanton. Man, that's been a deadly combination here in this ball game. All the way out to the 46-yard line, 15-yard pickup.
Yeah, Carson Chappell looked like a six-shooter right there. I mean, he just got the ball tucked down on the run, and the defender for Springville, you watch how quick he gets this ball out. He's faking the ball and throwing it at the same time with a guy in his face, and just delivers again another strike, and pretty tight coverage. And Stanton, another great catch.
This time Lomax has it, picks up a couple out near the 49-yard line.
You kind of get the feeling Spanish Fork just kind of runs the ball just to keep you honest. I think they basically want to throw the ball, and they've had their really big plays for the most part on those throws, and this is kind of the only run they have. Simple dive play.
Dixie, that beat Springville last week, leading Lone Peak 23-16 at halftime. Lone Peak beat Harriman on the road a week ago in our Game Night Live Game of the Week. 2nd down and 7. Chappell again to throw. Had his man, but he overthrows Saili. Maple Mountain 6-0 at Uinta at halftime. And they started a female cornerback at 120 pounds, Maple Mountain did today.
Really?
We're trying to think if that's the first ever female that started a game other than a kicker in the history of Utah.
In high school football.
Yeah, here in Utah. We're trying to figure that out.
That's an interesting story.
South Summit 50 over Morgan 7, 2nd quarter. Chappell looking the other way. Stanton comes back for it. Caught! If he stays on his feet, he could have a touchdown. Way Stanton has a 52-yard touchdown, his 4th TD of the night.
Amazing catch. I mean, this is kind of goes against every rule you talk to. You never throw back across your body. They roll out opposite side for Chappell, and he throws up a 50-50 ball, and Stanton makes him a hero, right? I mean, he's just rolling out the left and just, hey, well, just chuck it as deep as I can here. These guys have made some amazing plays tonight. Keeps his feet. Gosh, what a great play. They told us before the game, they said, you need to watch Stanton. He's a heck of a player.
I guess.
And they were right about that.
Extra point up and good. So with 10-14 left here in the 3rd, Spanish Fork back out on top, 29-25 over Springville here on Game Night Live. .10-14 remaining here in this 3rd quarter. Carson Chappell, 52 yards to Way Stanton, 4th touchdown connection of the game. And the Dons have a 29-25 lead. This is returnable for the first time tonight, taken at the 5-yard line and upended. That's Sean Holloway out at the 28-yard line. That's a 23-yard return. Corner Canyon leading Riverton 42-7.
Peterson on that tackle there. Kimball Peterman on the tackle for the Dons.
Westlake leading Provo 14-13. That's a shocker. Westlake, I think, suspended 4 or 5 of their guys for that game. Erickson, Nickel fights his way out to the 35-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup.
Interesting call. A lot of times you see sweep going to the tight end strong side. A lot of times you don't see it to that weak open side because it's hard to seal that end of the line of scrimmage. But Springville made a nice play, and Nickel, showed some patience there. And he likes to get north and south, but, he showed some patience on that run. So kind of the same thing, north and south running from Springville and wide open passing from Spanish.
Timpanogos 48-7 over Mountain View at the half. Nickel out to the 45-yard line, a 10-yard run. That's a first down, Springville.
Now I bet if you go to Springville High School by the end of the year, you'll just see this worn-out path. There's no grass between hash to hash because everything is up the middle, north and south. I mean, that's their bread and butter. That's the way they do it.
Brighton leading Hillcrest at the half, 24-7. Juan Diego over Judge, 28-0 at the half. Desert Hills 21-10 over Salem Hills at the half. Nicole again. Nicole nearly broke that one. Brought down inside about the 41-yard line.
I really like him as a runner. I mean, he is a tough inside runner, but he's got some burst to him. He's tough out. Again, they run the ball to the weak side of the formation.
And he almost took that the distance.
Well, the cornerback, he's kind of the only support there. He's used to, I'm not going to make a tackle on this.
Trey Lofton, the guy that brought him down. Nicole again.
This isn't a big deal, but one of the harder things to do as a quarterback on the run game is actually to make that toss sweep when you have a fullback, because he doesn't. The halfback always seems to get out ahead of him, and you got this little bowling ball in front of you. You got to kind of maneuver the pitch around. Sometimes it can be a dangerous throw. And it may sound kind of stupid, but it's kind of an awkward thing as a quarterback. You don't see a lot of pitches out of I-backs in football today.
True. Second down and 7. Cole Bowers, he scored on a long run on that same play earlier. He'll pick up 3 or 4. That'll bring up third down, and let's call it 3.
I say rollout pass.
I say Bradley Nicole.
Straight ahead.
Off tackle.
Off tackle. Actually,
Nickel. I heard it pronounced twice. One Nickel and one Nicole. We'll call him Nickel. Told you. Nickel. He had the first down if he would have kept going. It's going to be close now. It's right at the marker.
Yeah.
I think this official here is going to give it to him.
I think that's the first time Bradley Nickel has run like a penny.
Have you been waiting all game to say that? So,
that just came to my head.
Yeah, but on that
I was going to call him, he's going to cut on a dime.
But on that 52-yard run.
That's $1 million run by a nickel right there.
Yeah, that 52-yard run. Well, you know what? That nickel's not worth anything because there was a penalty. Just kind of like life, huh?
Was there a penalty?
Oh, no. Sorry. I thought they were moving him back, but they're just getting him away so they could do the chains.
Well,
you got me all going on this nickel, penny, dime, quarter.
Hey, you're not worth a plug nickel, right?
You got a dime? Call someone who cares.
Oh,
are you even old enough to remember what a dime is used for?
I was in Boy Scouts. It's like you always carry around a dime so you can call in an emergency. That was just part of how you grew up. Then it turned into a quarter.
Then it turned into nothing.
Then you had to memorize your calling card.
And then then the chip they put in you. Of course. Never mind. It's time to play again. 1st and 10. He got the first down. Ball at the 31-yard line. Erickson on the end around.
Oh.
And the speedster picks up a couple. Pretty good defense there. As Spanish Fork not fooled that time. And Boyack, the guy that got there and made the stop. And I believe that was that Trey Hillstead? Yeah, Trey Hillstead on that carry.
Yeah, that's that old trickeration play that you see every once in a while. Springville likes to do that. They'll do a little bit of reverse, and they got a nice 8-yard gain.
Second down at 2, 22-yard line. Nickel, and he carries a Spanish Fork lineman for the first down, and I believe that was Jerem Jones, 275-pounder that he carried for the first down. So after a big hit touchdown by Springville, or Spanish Fork, Springville just methodically chugging away.
Yeah, it's the tale of two cities here. It really is. I mean, one is just, they're so dynamically and diametrically opposed from one another.
Hey, quit using those big words around me, will you?
I'll spell it for you later, Rob.
Okay. Boy, not much there. Boy, you could hear the pads popping up here, couldn't you? Slavens was the ball carrier.
Yeah, and Jerem Jones, he does a nice job of smelling out that trap and doesn't get fooled on it.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Springville in the Alliance Contractors red zone. Nickel again. He finds a little room, darts back in, and he's close to the goal line. Down at the 2.
Really nice
14-yard run.
Nickel cutting on a dime there.
And that was a pretty penny.
So, but you look at, early on in the game, Spanish Fork had those tackles out wide. Now they brought them both in close, and they're running off of tackle now more. And then Nickel does a nice job. Seriously, he does a great cut back there. I tell you, I like him as a runner. I like Stanton as a receiver. Boy, they're two great players.
Quarterback sneak, Ty Erickson, touchdown. Springville, Red Devils back out in front.
I mean, the most exciting thing for us, Rod, is what's Springville going to do on their extra point. Yeah, just a gaping hole there. I mean, they got no shot to stop that.
So that's Garrett Lindsay on for the extra point. Nothing wrong with that. Extra point good. So now Springville comes right back after taking on that big hit on the big pass play for a touchdown by Spanish Fork to methodically just chug down that field and regain the lead, 32-29. And Scott, let's go back down to our Watch That Satellite sideline report. And Jason, hey Jason, what did you see on that drive? Because that was just a complete methodical domination by that interior line for the Red Devils.
Oh yeah, man, you can hear the pads popping down here on the field. These boys are really getting after it. But Springville's not panicking. They're staying with their game plan. They're marching the ball down the field. Spanish Fork has got to work on some alignment stuff. I'm in the 1 yard line here. I'm standing right behind it. And the defensive tackles in a wide 3 technique, and the quarterback just walks in on a quarterback sneak. So there's some simple things they can do, but Springville's defense has really got to get away from that tight safety man they're running or make some different changes because they're giving up the big play to Spanish Fork.
Yeah, and they've got tight coverage, on the pass plays, but those receivers from Spanish
Fork. Tight coverage, but they're giving up the slant and letting Spanish Fork, make those big plays.
Yeah.
Jason, tackle him. He's right by you.
Don't encourage Jason. we do our podcast in Rivals, and I don't want Jason to get upset with me. I got to be in a studio locked in there with him for 20 minutes at a time. That's like going into the lion's den, Rod.
Yeah, so how do we find your Rivals podcast?
Funny
kids?
You should ask. You can go to 103.5, the Arrow app. And we're on the Arrow. They're great, fun people to work with, and Bonneville.
Well, except for John Carter, I mean, he just gets all weird with those guitar stuff. He's awesome.
He's like a mad scientist in his room there.
Chapel, a little dump off to Conway, and besides Stanton, Conway's been a pretty good target for Chapel.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, all the receivers that they've thrown to for Spanish Fork have just done a great job of catching some tough passes. We really have a good time, though, with the park. It's a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of really interesting topics. It's great perspective. Jason and I are It's interesting. We see things differently, yet there's a lot of similarities. We're not as different as we think that we are. I went to Utah, him at BYU, defense, offensive thing, but we have a lot of fun, great perspective on some really neat topics, and it's very entertaining.
Lomax stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and he maybe fights for a yard. That's it. How many times in that podcast does this take place? I remember this, or I remember when I was here, or I did that. How many times?
Oh, we bring up the good old days all the time. But it's, we've had interesting lives. We've met some and been around some incredible people and had some just really, really special experiences. So a lot of fun things. And then just there's so many crazy things going on in our world today, Rod. We're never at a loss for things to talk about.
Yeah.
Ever.
Super Bowl wins. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, no.
Chapel.
I hear that a lot. You don't need to, fuel the fire with Jason. Jason goes to bed at night and he has a special pillow that he puts his hand on because he doesn't want to take his ring off.
Dallas era with the catch and a flag at the end of that play. Could be a face mask. Jason, how many times do you bring up Super Bowl win?
You know what? Whenever I got to get on Scott and put him in his place and make him feel really bad.
I don't think he much cares.
Oh, no, he cares a lot. Let me just tell you.
He cares a lot.
The heck out of me.
We had a good time.
He can blame it on Barry Sanders because he quit.
Yeah, you can blame it on Barry Sanders. But, every time I played Barry Sanders, he didn't have a big game. We kept him under 100 yards. I mean, I love that man, but we were able to shut him down when we played him.
You kept him under 100 yards in a quarter?
The entire game. Redskins and Bengals.
And Barry was that kind of running back. I mean, he's a home run. He's a home run hitter. It's like it's a touchdown or it's a 2-yard loss. I mean, he's not a hard pounded out kind of running back.
Like Lomax here. Lomax taken back and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Nice defensive play. I believe that was, Samote Iloa. Slavin's also there, but under 3 minutes to play here. Third quarter. We're coming down to a great finish here, guys. 32-29, Springville with a 3-point lead. Spanish Fork trying to answer and regain the lead. Chapel. Nice dig and comeback by Stanton. Now, I was watching Stanton more than I was Chapel. He drove hard on the 40-yard line and then came back. I mean, somebody's teaching these receivers how to run routes, Scott.
No, they're very disciplined. They've run great routes, caught the ball. You see a lot of high school kids catch it in their body. These guys catch it out with their hands. It's very impressive. Chapel's going to be bummed right there because he had a wide open receiver running right down the field. Maybe he got a little too hooked on Stanton there.
Chapel there might have been a broken play because he looked like he was just kind of tippy-toeing behind the line of scrimmage. The stop is Ryland Polson. But that's enough for a first down, so they'll move the chains. Ball at the 40. Chapel, across the middle, wide open, Noah Conway, but closing in quickly is Polson to make the stop before he could get a full head of steam. Gain of 7. I'm impressed with Chapel. I mean, he's just firing that thing like a dart.
Yeah, he's
to his guys. Look at this. Right there, in stride. No chance of any mess up there, but we do have a flag. Pass interference.
Wow, offensive pass interference.
I didn't see that again. I didn't see that. It could have been on maybe a pick play of some sort. Yeah. I didn't see what it was.
It's odd to see,
Jason, down at our Watch That Satellite, did you see what that pass interference? Was it a pick play?
I couldn't see the pick, but that usually is what it would be on that play when you're dragging him all the way across the middle. I would suspect a pick on that.
Well, ball's marked all the way back into Spanish Fork territory at the 45-yard line. It would have been 2nd down and 3 at the 33. Now it's all the way back to the 45 of Spanish Fork. So that's a big hurt right there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, too, because Springville looked like it was in a zone, and so usually you don't get pick plays in zones. I mean, there is the ability, but it's very unusual. You don't see that called often in high school at all, period.
Chappell. He wanted to go long. Now he does.
Yeah, and that was the play I was telling you about earlier where Dallas – E-R-A?
It is pronounced Era.
Era. So they're brothers.
Yep.
Andre and Dallas are
relatives.
Brothers. Anyway, so earlier, that was the play I was telling you. He ran the same play again, and then Springville did a good job of covering it on that one. First kind of forced pass I've seen from Chappell tonight.
2nd down and 25. Boy, that penalty hurt. Chappell going across the middle into double coverage intended for Conway. And who are they going to call this on?
It's going to be pass interference on Springville, I believe.
Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was on Polson coming in. He arrived at the same time of the ball. It must have been somebody behind him tugging on a jersey or something. Holding, yeah. So it must have been the defender behind him. So that's not pass interference.
I don't believe pass interference is an automatic.
Not anymore. It's 15 yards.
Yeah.
For this reason right here, that if you got 25 yards to go and it's pass interference on a 5-yard play, that's a smart rule.
Yeah.
Actually, rules with common sense.
What do you know? I know it's really hard to get rules changed in high school football.
Yeah.
It's quite a process.
Got to go through national and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's.
So now it's 2nd down and 16. Lomax. And now he gets back to the regular line of scrimmage, which is near the 40-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, this is probably 2-down territory again for Spanish Fork.
Good crowd. Scott, we got people sitting in the end zone on both sides. Both bleachers are full. It's awesome.
They kind of spread out. I mean, if we went down at halftime, and they're just people are just flocked over by the snack shack, and they're in their lounge chairs in the south end
awesome.
zone. It's a great place to watch a football game.
3rd down and 10. Chappell overthrows Stanton. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, there's a really nice job of coverage by the Devils on that play. Didn't have a whole lot.
So do you pooch kick this? We got another flag, though. Hang on. Now,
it's holding on.
Holding, so I guess they want to put it back, but that gives them another down.
Well, it's holding on offense, so it's from the spot. So it's almost like another 15-yard penalty if they call it. It doesn't look like they're going to do it.
They're declining it to bring up 4th down and 10, and so that'll force Spanish Fork into a punting situation. At least the punting unit comes on. Way Stanton to kick this thing away. And it's a fake. Stanton, now he kicks it. Tell you what, that takes a lot of talent there, but didn't get a lot of yardage on that, I don't think. Depends on where the official. If you pan to the right camera, you see the official. Okay,
inside
at the 10-yard line. So not bad. Put him back in the 10-yard line.
Yeah, you like on your special teams when it's just not kind of a give me down, and that's that run punt option that's always available. You got a great athlete like Stan back there. I think he thought he was going to get a block.
Yeah. But it accomplished what they wanted to do.
Huh?
Put him inside the 10-yard line. They're right at it. 1st and 10 there. .32 seconds left. Ty Erickson under center turns, hands off to Nickel. Nickel fights his way across the 20 to the 21-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup. That's a first down. It's a nice way to get a little space.
You just watch the surge of the offensive line for the Springville team. I mean, they're 2 or 3 yards down the field right at the snap of the ball. You can see this momentum. I mean, they definitely have worn down the Spanish Fork defense.
Right there.
I mean,
and Nickel's just getting bullheaded more and more as the time goes on. And look at it, he knows it.
He's going to hit you, and then he's going to ask for the change, right?
Oh, my goodness gracious. What is this, Keith Stubbs Wise Guy Hour or what? That will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Springville 32, Spanish Fork 29. Back with the fourth and final quarter here on Game Night Live.
We'd like to welcome to the field the Whitney Ross family. They're a proud supporter of high school athletics and the Spanish Fork High School football team. Whitney Ross is donating $1 from every car that was washed on home games. Whitney Ross is presenting Booster Club Matt Romero with a check for today's total of cars that were washed.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL TV app right now on all your favorite devices.
At Utah's Classic 103.5 The Arrow, we play all the classic artists. Gordon Sumner, Patricia Andrzejewski, Edward Mahoney, Clyde Brown, David Van Cortlandt, Vincent Fernier, Gary Weinrib, Hugh Craig, Marvin Aday, George Morrison, Stephanie Nicks, John Osborne, Joseph Fiddler, and everybody's favorite, David Jones.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL TV app right now on all your favorite devices.
We begin the fourth quarter. Springville with the football and a 3-point lead over Spanish Fork, 32-29. Erickson with Nickel in the backfield as the deep back, but the handoff to Bowers, the up back, and he busts through the massive humanity all the way out to the 33-yard line. That's a first down, pickup of 13. He came out of nowhere out of that pack.
Such a nice job of keeping his feet moving, and you tackle these guys up high, and you're just not going to bring him down. And looked like he was stopped for a loss, and all of a sudden it's another first down. Got to tackle people's legs if you're going to get them down, even in high school.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line. Nickel has it. Nickel tried to bust it outside, but a couple of Dons there waiting for him. The first guy was Ty Palapoy. Haven't called his name since early in the second quarter. They'll give him 3 yards on the carry, second down and 7.
These are those moments that kind of define seasons and teams. It's early on in the season. You find a way to win a game, maybe when you're behind, or you find a way to kind of finish out a game like your Springville when you're a little bit ahead. But it just really defines what your season's going to be all about.
About a yard pickup there on the quick hitter. Gavin Campbell making the stop on Bowers. Kind of the same scenario that Springville was in last week with Dixie. They were behind, scored late, and then the extra point they missed. Again, 3 extra points, all 3 2-point conversions, no good. Or this could be a much different ball game right here.
Points are important, no matter how many they are.
Whether they're a penny or a nickel or a dime.
Nickel, a dime. Like those dollars, though, I'll tell you.
Fake to Nickel, Erickson to pass. Deep flat pattern across midfield. Across the 40 down to the 35-yard line. Nice pass play. Ty Erickson. Ben Schreiner, second catch of the night.
Ben's jersey's not even dirty. I mean, but just, gosh, what a great play on third down. It's a money down. Rolls out, against his natural side. He's thrown on the opposite shoulder. and just throws another dime and just hits him in stride. I mean,
that's perfect technique right there, too, Scotty.
I know, just pressure situation. I mean, those are those big plays.
And Jason Buck likes that the Big Hogs gave him plenty of time as well. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Bradley Nickel powers his way down to the 22-yard line. And with that, let's go down once again to the Wasatch Satellite Sideline Report. And now, Jason, you see the offensive lineman for Springville really starting to take charge here and dominate that inside.
You do. You know what? You see the fatigue taking place. With a great running game like that, it just wears on people. And, as you watch the floodgates start to open up in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter, and it's really taking place right now at Springville, man. They're controlling the clock. They're eating up minute after minute on this drive, the entire length of the field.
All right, let's continue to see if that offensive line continues to dominate like they have the last couple of minutes. Erickson, see if it's Nickel. No, it's Bowers, and we got a flag before. It'll be movement.
Probably a good thing because that was going to be another touchdown right there. I mean, and a lot of these plays, that last one before the the penalty right here, Clayton Johnson did a nice job blocking as the receiver. Bowers did a nice job of blocking the linebacker, and that's so often big plays happen when you get your outside, your receiver type players making blocks, and Springville's a running team first, and those receivers have got to block, and they've done a really nice job of it tonight.
So the ball moved back to the 27-yard line, 1st and 15. Nickel trying to pick and dance his way for a couple. He'll pick up 4. Up to the 20. Well, they'll mark it about the 23-yard line.
Handing the ball off to Nickel is like putting money in the bank.
Jason.
You're never going to go broke if you put money in the bank.
Jason, help me here. Help me here.
Jason's down there writing all this stuff down. He's like, that's pretty good.
I'll use that on my Rivals podcast.
I got to remember that one. I had Tom Moore, great offensive coordinator. He used to say that. He said, you can never go broke putting money in the bank, and it was about making those short check down throws. Positive plays. Get the ball out to receivers, and it's really true.
Erickson, he wants to throw back, but nobody there. And Palapoy sacks Erickson all the way back to the 36-yard line. On paper, that looked like it was going to work, but then great defense by the opposite side there. They weren't fooled at all on Spanish Fork side.
They've done such a great – it looks like it's going to be misdirection, throw it back. Spanish Fork did a nice job of covering that, and that's a huge loss for the Red Devils here. Done such a nice job of running that ball up the middle of the field. Not sure I'd go away from that right now, but they're probably in 2 downs here.
3-point lead, Springville with the football. 3rd down and 22. Incomplete over the middle. That was nice defense there by Zachary Buse.
Yeah, and this is a tough play. Your quarterback, you're handing the ball off the whole game, and then they kind of spread things out, and it's the ball's just a little inaccurate. You're just not getting the same looks, or it's hard to complete that pass when you don't do it a lot, I guess is what I'm saying.
So now it's 4th down and 22. A lot of options here on how to punt this thing away, and they're going to take a delay of game to move it back 5 yards.
I've seen a lot of coaches decline that.
Yeah.
They do it on purpose just to get more time, and the coach says, I'll decline it.
Well, back in the day when you had your punter at the 50-yard line and you could punt it to the goal line, you've out-kicked yourself.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's nothing.
Yeah. It's just a good time for a fake, Rod. I'm just telling you, it's when fakes work great when people least expect them.
And let's see if they're coming there. Almost a high snap. And he gets it away. And, it takes a good Springville bounce inside the 10. Let's see where the official marks it. down to the 7-yard line. So for the second straight possession, Spanish Fork starting at the 10 or worse right now.
Well, this game's getting boring. We've had 2 defensive stops. One
from
Springville, one from Spanish Fork. But it's kind of that situation. It looks like Springville's going down to score. Spanish Fork makes a great play and sacks the quarterback. And when they had to have that big play, they came up with it.
Yeah.
And again, we're still in that situation.
But hang on, Scott. There was a motion call on the punting unit for Springville, so they're going to redo it. So Spanish Fork might get a little break here.
Yeah, and that snap was kind of wild. So
yeah,
maybe you go after it if you're Spanish. You really don't. I mean, you want to get the ball back here. You don't want to do a dumb.
A dummy?
Yeah, dumb running into the kicker penalty here.
Were you going to say a dumb lineman?
No,
for Jason.
I've been around Jason a lot now. He's not as dumb as I thought he was. Offensive linemen are the smartest guys on a football field. I'll tell you that right now.
The center,
but those defensive linemen, come on.
There's almost another high snap. Sorry, Scott.
No.
And then we got another flag. Offside.
Spanish Fork.
All right, what's that satellite sideline report? Jason, you hearing all this smack going on?
Yeah, I'm hearing. I'm 100 yards away down the field, and you guys are talking smack about me, and I can't even defend myself.
That's why we're doing it, or at least me.
I'm
Jason,
about to do the office linebacker commercial.
We have Jason and I have to get together after the game, right? We have to do a post game.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Jason, you're a great guy. I really like you.
All right, let's try this. The third snap here in this punt. And that's not as good as kick. Stanton takes it at the 14-yard line. So they gained about 7 yards, Spanish Fork did, after all that.
And a nice play by Stanton, because a lot of high school kids don't have the confidence to catch that punt in the air. And he did a nice job. Stepped up because, who knows what happens. That ball hits the ground.
Well, why not? He's caught everything that's come his way tonight, Scott.
Well, he might just catch it one-handed the way he's doing things.
Well, he did.
I mean, how? Okay, let's get back to the defensive lineman here.
Okay, Jason.
How many
attention.
How many places did you go? I go in that gap or that gap. I mean, how smart do you have to be?
First and 10 for Spanish Fork at their own 15-yard line, and not much there. A couple of yards. That's it.
Well, the Springville defense, for the most part, has done a great job stopping the run, but Spanish Fork has kind of had their way with throwing it.
Okay, it says that both teams have all 3 of their timeouts left. I thought somebody used one, maybe not, in the third quarter. That's right now. Each team has all 3 timeouts remaining. So we approach the 6.5-minute mark. Noah Conway at the 21-yard line makes the grab. But we got another flag.
Flag here, folks.
And I hope we finish the last 6.5 minutes up in the next 40 minutes, because we have a 10 o'clock show to do on KSL Channel 5.
So I'm not even going to say anything about overtime.
They went into overtime last year.
Yeah.
And Spanish Fork or Springville won that. Springville won that. Springville won the last 4.
Of course, we had the Alta Lehigh game last week that had what?
Yeah, till
4 overtimes?
Yeah.
It lasted until the eclipse, right? It was that long?
Yeah, if that's what you want to say.
Yeah, and not only your show, we have a post-game Facebook Live recap with Jason and I. You don't want to miss that one either.
I'm going to have to miss that. I'll have to go watch it, replay, because I'll be editing the highlights for my 10 o'clock show.
Just visit our page, and you can.
I will. What's your page?
Rivals Facebook page.
Okay.
In fact, we'll say good things about you on our.
Well, just tell the truth, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And tomorrow at 6 o'clock on KSL Channel 5, our Game Night Live highlight recap show. Have highlights of all the games across the state. Chapel going to throw across the middle. Oh, and that should be a penalty, hitting a defenseless receiver or not.
Well,
Conway got smacked. I don't know if we got a replay, but I guess they hit him on the shoulder, but I would have.
I'm really surprised that that's not a penalty.
So am I.
There's so much emphasis, even in high school football, and it should be that you shouldn't hit a defensive player. I mean, that was kind of a bang play, but you still should be able to pull off.
But if he hit him on the shoulder, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know,
it looked like he kind of went in there with his head.
Yeah. All right.
Big play, Rod.
Yep, 3rd and 15. This could be the ball game here.
Oh.
And it's going to be 3rd and 20 now. Era.
I believe that was Andre on that one. And, as a wide receiver, you never should jump off sides. You're always going on the movement of the ball.
And you're right there by the official. You're not going to get away with it.
You're not going to miss that one, is
Chappell.
Oh, my goodness.
And Chappell goes down at the 1-yard line, and that was a big hit. And I believe that was number 29 for Springville, Owen Rowe, 5'11", 176-pounder. And Chappell's slow to get up. Watch this hit.
I mean, Scott. He had a full head of steam, no one on him.
Boom!
And then he lands on his shoulder.
Yeah.
That one's like,
that hurts.
That's a shoulder separation right there. You better watch Chappell because
that hurts.
Ooh. And it's such a tough situation because, they're playing off on the coverage and, smart thing to do is just kind of maybe run that one. But do not sit around because here comes the cavalry and they're going to tattoo you.
So the ball, that loss really hurt because now it's going to be snapped at the 1-yard line. So this is going to be right on the end line there for Stanton. And Cole Bowers back to receive this punt at the 50. Yeah, not back as well.
Well, and the hard thing is
that's Jaden Church.
Yeah, and they're into this boundary too. And you've got that short field. He kicks it quick. So, all right.
Yeah, didn't do a lot of rugby style there. Bowers takes it at the 44-yard line. He's got a little room right there. And Bowers up to the 27-yard line. 17-yard return for Cole Bowers, and now Springville's in great position. Spanish Fork in a world of hurt, down 3, and Springville has a 1st and 10 at their 27-yard line.
Yeah, Preston Parrish, he's not happy about that block from Jaden Church, who hit Era Andre. Looked like it might have been in the back, but no, they called something.
Well, there's a flag on the other side of the field, and maybe Parrish didn't see that flag. But it is a 15-yarder. Okay, so I don't think Coach Parrish, Scott, saw the flag across the field.
Yeah.
And I can barely see it. Is there a bank of lights out on the lower light up here on the stadium lights?
No, they just can't afford to pay all.
Oh, now spoken like a true Red Devil, rival monster. All right, 5:03 left. Springville with a 3-point lead in the football, and that is nickel to the 40-yard line.
If we can replay this play, you got to watch Cole Bowers go through that line of scrimmage. It looked like he had a full head of steam. Boom, he gets right in there and just blows out.
That was Jacob Moore.
Moore wanted less of that one, I'll tell you that right now.
Listen, look at you. Ty Erickson letting the play clock go down to inside 10. And Nickel has it, bounces away. But, man, I tell you what, he's not going to let him get away. That big old number 48.
Bubba
Rupena. He is 6'1", 285 pounds. How big was your offensive lineman?
I just love every guy named Bubba.
Bubba.
I just.
Yeah. How big was your offensive lineman in Detroit? Was 285? Were they even chase that?
We had some guys close to 300. Zephyros Moss was a pretty big guy. Most guys were pretty agile. Yeah. Lomas Brown was a great player. He looked more like a tight end. Lomas was never really a big guy.
I'm saying, Rupena, man, big time. Ty Erickson, 3rd and 6. He's going to be brought down by Bubba. Bubba brings him down.
I wonder if Bubba had some nachos at halftime. How do we get Bubba going? Why don't we just feed him nachos at halftime?
I tell you what, we haven't called his name. And, last week he had 4 tackles, but we really haven't called his name tonight. But, boy, 2 big plays here in the fourth quarter as we approach 3 minutes.
Yeah, and, he had that fumble recovery earlier in the game. But Bubba's bringing it.
All right.
I'm sure Jason's happy those defensive linemen are making some plays.
Yeah. All right, so Springville's going to call a timeout. Ben Schreiner back to punt this thing away. Spanish Fork didn't have anybody really deep, just kind of halfway.
On that last play, Ty Erickson had a guy wide open in the flat. I'm not sure why. He's thrown every time they've rolled out. They keep throwing it to that tight end deeper, but this time they covered the tight end, and he had the first down. He just didn't. Sometimes you don't see it, but Spanish Fork, makes a great play. Bubba gets him.
Watch that satellite sideline report. Let's go back down to Jason. Did you ever play with a defensive lineman named Bubba?
I didn't play with anybody named Bubba, but it is a great name, and I love to see defensive linemen make big plays.
All right, Jason, now with 2:52 left, only a 3-point game. Defense for Springville, what do? Do they take chances? Do they bring everybody, or they try to play it safe?
Stay with what they did the last series. They made a good adjustment. They went away from, one safety and a safety-free defense to 2 safeties with a 5 under man, and it seemed to be working. And Spanish Fork didn't adjust to it in the last series. Just stay with what they're doing well.
Schreiner back to punt this thing away, and it's not a very good kick. It's high, and Stanton lets it bounce, and it takes a Spanish Fork bounce down at the 24. So, best possible scenario, Scott, for Spanish Fork, a short kick, clock stop. They've got all 3 of their timeouts left.
Yeah, and they can score quickly. I mean, they've done a great job of throwing the ball.
And Red Spencer got an accurate leg. Now, I don't know how deep he can go, but he's been pretty accurate this year.
Well, they have options. They don't have to score a touchdown to tie this game up. And but again, they got plenty of time. They've done a good job of throwing the ball here.
Carson Chappell now under 3 to play, and he goes down. Nickel in on the stop, and who else was there? That was Owen Rowe.
Yeah, and they had a 3-man line. Springville's playing more in coverage, like Jason said, and
tell you what, there's some popping going on there.
Yeah,
that's not. Yeah, that was, who's that? 65.
Well, and it's Bradley Nickel.
Ryder Peterson there as well.
Yeah, I mean Bradley Nickel, who's been just a beast on offense, is bringing it on defense as well. That's hard.
So you're saying he's a double-sided nickel? I've been waiting for something, and you opened the door for that one.
I let you have that one, didn't I, Ron?
You were saying?
Well, it's just hard to do. I mean, with all the energy he's expended as a running back and all the hits he's taken tonight, and to line up out there as a defensive end and bring it, that's a lot. That's a tough call. That's interesting to see how that plays throughout an entire season. Because there's so much. You can't play 2 sides of the ball now in high school football. It's hard to do.
2nd down and 15. Chappell intercepted at the 36-yard line, and that could do it. Guess who?
Well, Glebe, who
started this game and may have just ended it with that interception. Randall Glebe.
And a keen eye by Jason, that they went more to coverage, that 2 deep look, and Spanish Fork really hasn't adjusted to it, and probably forced that in there, which he hasn't done a lot. And you wonder if him getting hit on that goal line a couple of series ago, if that had any effect on Chappell, because he's been pretty spot on tonight.
Randall Glebe opened this game with an 82-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. and may have just ended it with that interception with 2:33 left. Erickson turns, nickel. Bradley Nickel fighting his way close to a first down.
You know, and here's Nickel again. I mean, he shows up on defense and he's back on offense again. And not a surprising run, huh, Rod? Pretty much straight ahead.
Tell you what, that exchange rate, pretty high for that nickel, isn't it?
Yeah. Wonder what you get over what do you get in Spanish Fork for a nickel?
Well, right now you're getting 6 or 7, 8 yards a pop. So that nickel is worth 7 or 8 cents here in Spanish Fork right now. See what I did there?
It's impressive.
Second down and a yard. Nickel. First down. And he goes down at the 20. 10-yard pickup. See, now the nickel is increasing in value. It's up to 10 yards cents a carry.
You know, it's so hard.
Timeout Spanish Fork.
You know, we went through this last week where they didn't use their timeouts. And, you know, he's called 2 now. And, I mean, you could pretty much ice the game if you're down to 1 timeout because it's got 1st and 10.
Yeah.
And we have another stadium with a 25-second clock. So
yeah.
That's so arbitrary in high school football, you know, when they wind the clock and how much time they take.
Yeah.
And you know, in college NFL, it's like that 40-second clock no matter what.
Yep. All right, back down to the Wasatch Satellite Sideline Report, and Jason, now kind of a desperate situation for the Spanish Fork defense. Do they just go for the ball now only? And if they get 10 yards, so what? They got to strip it away?
Yeah, you know what? They got to get in there and stop this. I mean, they got to put everybody in the box, sell out, because Springville's just going to run the clock out. I mean, they've been getting 6 and 7 minute drives, and they should be able to control this ball and finish the game. So Spanish Fork's got to put everything in the box and try to strip the ball and make a play.
But, Jason, you work on this in practice. One guy stops a guy and the other guy comes, tries to strip the ball. They're going to have to be doing that on every play because the next snap, the game's going to be over.
Yeah. The second guy in, strip the ball, fumble drill.
Yeah, and these safeties, you know, they're lining up almost 10 yards off the ball. And
yep, there's Bowers.
Kind of a two deep shell look. You're right, Jason. They really need to be up in that line.
You can bring them up in the box. You're not going to win the game, and because Springville, obviously, with a 3-point lead, is going to run the clock out with that power running game they have.
And Preston Parrish not taking a timeout right now. Probably wants to wait till after this play. But they may take a delay of game. It's down to 8 seconds on the play clock. Second down and 6. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Turn and a pitch. Bradley Nickel stays in bounds, about a yard shy of the first down. Now I believe Parrish will take his timeout. Yes, he does.
That's a scary thing to do, a pitch late in a game like this.
Yeah.
And I said that earlier. It's hard to maneuver that fullback. And this one you could see he was kind of trying to work it around him and get a little English on that ball to bring it back around to
English on a pitch. Yeah, look at it. It's kind of out in front of him.
Yeah,
he bobbled it a little bit.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
Look at Bowers.
I know.
He's just knocking people. He's a bulldozer out in front of everybody.
He came to play tonight. You like that.
Okay, they called a timeout for an injury, but they didn't call a timeout on the I guess they're saying there's no reason because it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, they're going to,
so that's it.
That's the ball game, folks.
Yeah, one more snap. They don't need to snap this till about 30.
And really, both sides of the ball. I mean, some players just really came to play. I mean, you don't like to see that. Right?
And now we got another flag. That's gonna be on Spanish Fork, and I think that's going to be on Gavin Campbell. But you know what?
And he's played so hard tonight.
Right, but I understand, Scott. But you know what? It was during the whistle. I mean, the whistle hadn't blown yet, and he took a knee. So why shouldn't he be able to hit the guy? We know that the quarterback's going down on a knee, but if the whistle hasn't blown, do you hit him? Do you stop? I mean, I know it's over, but you know what? He played within the whistles.
There are some coaches that say you play hard. I don't care if it's a kneel down. I don't care what it is. I think of the guy from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did that in an NFL game. He coached at Rutgers and just kind of blew through the line of scrimmage. And there was kind of an unwritten law in the NFL about how we do things, you know. And
well,
you don't do that.
I don't think that was on. Yeah, that was on Campbell. Yeah. So anyway,
I think in this situation, I think you play hard because you know what? If you cause them to fumble the ball here, and
why give up?
There's still plenty of time. Oh, it's a close.
Why
ball
give
game.
up?
Yeah, you don't want to give up on the situation.
And it really wasn't after the whistle. I didn't think.
Yeah, no.
So I don't like that call.
If it's a situation where Springville has like a 25-point lead, you know.
Yeah.
But this game is still in question. They still could win this game if they don't handle the ball on this victory formation.
You still have a blueberry donut right there. Do you want it?
No, I've kind of given up donuts.
After you just ate that one?
No, I didn't eat that donut.
Well, there was one over there by you.
Yeah, it's still here.
Okay.
Mixed in with the nachos.
Yeah. So an entertaining game. That first half was just back and forth.
Yeah, it's been a hard-fought game by both teams. Hate to see someone lose. You know, you really do. I mean, you can appreciate how hard these teams play.
You're smiling inside, though.
Well, I mean, I have to, cheer from my own. I think I've been impartial here tonight.
Yeah, I'm impressed. All right, now they're in the victory formation.
Well, that's a tight victory right there.
Yeah, and they got a guy back at the 20-yard line. But that should be the final play of the game. Yes, it should.
Yeah, I think the last time Springville lost was when I was coaching.
Yeah, that makes it 5 in a row. Springville will win its 5th straight over Spanish Fork in this rivalry. The final tonight, Springville 32, Spanish Fork 29. Okay, guys, I am going to say goodnight. Thank you to all of our crew, Scott and Jason as well. And I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to go and get my show ready for our KSL Channel 5 Sports at 10 o'clock. But we'll take a break. We'll come back. Scott and Jason will have the Strong VW game recap. That's when we come back on Game Night Live.